Hello, hello, Year 4 artists. This is it. We're going to be displaying our prints. So we've left our signature drying nicely, which we'll put on in a minute. The first thing to do is to look through your prints and just to check through. They're looking great. I did about 7, I think, in the end. The next thing you need to do is tidy them up. So use a ruler and a pencil or a pen, whatever you prefer, and just tidy up those edges. You can go into your print a little bit, but it just neatens it all up, and you'll be amazed how much it suddenly looks like a professional piece of artwork just by being a little bit neater. So cut it out along those edges. Very simple. And if you do this to all your pieces, it means you can have a proper look at them. You see, suddenly that looks really tidy, doesn't it? So I've done these other ones, and what I'm doing is I'm now choosing. You're going to choose 3 that you want to mount up. So trim them all up to make them look good, and then choose your favourite 3. These are my favourite 3, and what you're going to do is you're going to mount them up onto another piece of paper. But first I want you to sign them. Can you see I put here 1 of 3? On each of my print, I'm signing it because this is number 1 of 3 prints. This is my 3 prints I'm keeping. This is what print artists do. So write 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and 3 of 3. Professional artists do this, so that's a way of signing your work, and it means that people know exactly how many there are of each print. Right. Time to mount up. So we've printed you out some more maps. These are going to make our backgrounds. Here's my original Collagraph, which I think looks fantastic actually painted up. I think that looks like a work of art in its own right. But we're just going to put our prints on here. So we've chosen 3, and you can choose 2 of these maps to print from. So you choose whichever 2 you prefer, and then you're going to stick 2 of them together. Now these are A3 maps, so your prints should fit very comfortably onto here, no problem at all. So join this together first of all. You can use double-sided tape, you can use glue, whatever you want to use. Just overlap them by a little bit. That's it. So you've got now a long piece of paper that's to mount on your prints, and you can try them in different orders. You could try them in different directions, what looks good. Have them landscape, have them portrait, have some one way up, some the other. You decide. This is your artwork now. That's great. I'm happy with that choice. So then, as soon as you've laid out your 3 prints, you just glue them down. So again, you can use glue here or double-sided tape. I don't think double-sided tape will look good on the tissue paper because you'd see it, but I think it might work for the others. I'm just working out which order to put them in. Yeah, I think I like my green sugar paper one there. Now I'm doing it very quickly. You can take longer over this, can't you? Just making it look good. And then we've got a final one on here. That one came out in a really interesting way because I used quite a lot of water on that one. That was quite interesting. Okay, so there we go. We've got our 3 pictures all mounted together. We are now going to add our signature that we did earlier. So you've got 2. Choose whichever one you prefer. I think I like the white one here because at the bottom the print's a bit smudgy. So I'm going to go for this white one. And we just cut this one out just as we did before. We don't need ruler for this because we've already got the straight edges from the printing foam. Okay, just cutting around. And then we're going to put our signature somewhere on our work. So again, you decide where does it look good? Where do I want it? You can have it sideways, you can have it at the bottom, you can have it at the top. Where looks good? And that should be dry at this point. If it's not, just be careful how you put it up. There we go. Now we need to get on to displaying this. So we're going to take inspiration from this, from an artist we've been looking at, Gurmej Singh. And he was one of the artists that created very colourful, bright coloured aerial paintings and aerial work that we were looking at. He also is the artist who created the world's longest painting. It was over 2 miles long, his painting. So we're going to take inspiration and we're going to stick our prints together. So we get your print that you've made, and then you're going to attach it to your neighbours, and then you're going to attach it to their neighbours and their neighbours, on and on and on, until we have a huge row of these amazing prints. And maybe it will be the world record for the world's longest print. Who knows? If the weather's good, you could lay this out outside and measure it. If it's not so good, perhaps lay it out in the hall. But whatever you do, just have some fun laying out these prints. And you could use a stapler to join them together, or maybe some double-sided tape, whatever you think works. I hope you have some fun with this. It's been a really interesting project. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing your Collagraph prints, your aerial views of Manchester. Well done, everyone.